What's up, guys? It is Dan and Nick back with another episode of F1 2021 Co-op Career Mode in the Williams. It is the third video of the week, and we're in the Netherlands today. Not a track that we did very well at last season, and not a track that we expect to do well this season either. Of course, it's made its debut in the real-life 2021 season just a few weeks ago, and provided some exciting racing, at least to a certain degree. And without further ado, we'll get on to the starting grid for this race. This is the second time we've done this, and I don't think we really improved over last year. But it's a Mercedes front row once again, with Yuki Tsunoda and Lewis Hamilton leading the pack away. They're followed by Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen, Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo, Charles Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Carlos Sainz, Antonio Giovinazzi, Esteban Ocon, Pierre Gasly, Nicholas Latifi and Nick. And then behind them is George Russell, Mick Schumacher, Valtteri Bottas, Lance Stroll, who I believe received a penalty. And finally at the back, it's Nikita Mazepin and myself. Now, without further ado, let's get on with the racing.
Yuki Tsunoda on pole for his home Grand Prix, the Netherlands Grand Prix.
Lewis Hamilton also on pole for his home Grand Prix, the Dutchman.
Radiant Slothz
flying
starting
Dutchman.
last.
It's Justin Freshspot leading the Williams team into turn one up the inside of Mick Schumacher and telling him to sod off and let him past. He goes around the banked corner, chasing down Nicholas Latifi.
Can he make an overtake on this incredibly small circuit? Probably not.
It's likely that we will just see lots of attempts of overtakes for the next 15 minutes or however long this video turns out to be, as Mick Schumacher continues to pound the back of the Williams, somehow able to keep up, maybe being pushed
There's a corner
along.
where the AI don't need to slow down, but the players do. An incredible downforce system in this game.
Of course, yeah, Codemasters once again featuring their excellent skills when it comes to creating F1 games. There's Radiant Slothz in the background, just about, as we come round the final couple of corners on the last lap, and Justin Freshspot will be lining up on Nicholas Latifi down the pit straight. No DRS yet. Mick Schumacher pushes Lance Stroll against the pit wall. Unbelievable. And he spins.
And
It's Justin
Freshspot hit
Freshspot.
there by Nicholas Latifi.
Oh, it's a
He's
massive
crashed
pile-up.
into.
Everyone's
Radiant
blown up.
Slothz track extends. Justin
Unbelievable.
Freshspot tries to get back going. Will that be a safety car?
That is Valtteri
We'll
Bottas
never know.
out of the race. That was a safety car. Here's the onboard from Justin Freshspot. He sticks his nose at the inside, and Latifi is saying no, and probably didn't get a
The
warning.
Aston Martin just drives into him. That is front wing damage for the Williams.
This was Radiant Slothz avoiding the collision and taking a trip to the
With a nice
Zandvoort
track
beach.
extend.
And this, I couldn't get it in the replay, but I spun under the safety car and you got past me. That's how you are now in front of me once again. And this is Nick coming round the final corner. You may have noticed that he has a front wing, but it's disappeared out of nowhere. I was going to cut the start of this pit stop out, but because of that weird magic going on with the front wing, I decided to leave it in, just in case you were wondering, Nick, because I know that this is your favourite part of the video.
Justin Freshspot going onto the soft tyres for a 15-lap stint. You have to say that is brave from the Williams driver.
An ambitious move, but maybe he's hoping for another safety car. We'll have to see what he is going to do. No, he's back in once again. He has put the medium tyres back on and will go back out.
Given up after one lap on those softs. He's now come to the end on the mediums. Will he make it as he gets overtaken by Mazepin?
I mean,
He's very far behind the safety car queue, but he's caught up.
at the restart, an aggressive stance at the restart from Justin Freshspot. Nikita Mazepin moves across
All over the
illegally.
place.
And Radiant Slothz actually does gain a position on George Russell. Potentially, no, he does not. He did not have the traction to keep the place, and he runs wide. into turn 2, and he's going to lose a position to Mazepin and his teammate. Oh, and he's gone. Where's he got? He's still there. Okay. What happened there? Oh my god! He just gets clouted by Nikita Mazepin, and then as he's coming up the hill, gets spooked by his teammate and drives onto the grass nearly.
You have to say that is a sign of a weak mentality in a racing driver, as he falls further behind his teammate now.
I have to ask, is that the being overtaken by Nikita Mazepin or driving onto the grass?
Both.
Up the inside.
Down the inside, what a manoeuvre.
Nikita Mazepin didn't even know how to react to that. Probably pulled a gun on him. As Radiant
yellow flag.
Oh, it's Mick Schumacher.
Because there is a Haas facing the wrong way.
Unfortunate, but that is life. Justin Freshpot lines up on Lance Stroll.
Down the tiniest DRS straight in the world. Can he make a move up the inside?
Up the inside.
He almost rear ends George Russell.
Shocking stuff. And here we go, 1 lap later. He is lining up George Russell this time. Don't rear end him, say the Williams fans. With a very
George
ambitious
Russell
move.
Flies across.
Oh, contact!
There's contact.
Contact!
Hit Williams, saying, that's my bloody car. He's now facing the wrong way at turn 1.
Let's go on board with Russell. And, well, Justin Freshpot pulling the same move that was pulled on him earlier. As
George Russell reverses onto the racing line.
This is Radiant Slothz in for his stop on lap 9, and he will leave the pit lane.
A solid P19 here for Radiant Slothz.
He rejoins in 9th, but funnily enough, the front wing from George Russell's still on the circuit. And there it goes. It is now in multiple pieces, as we see for the first time the Aston Martin safety car. And my dog sneezed all over my arm. This is on board. There's the debris. Surprised there was no puncture there. And Justin Freshpot now, after his early stop.
Clear track ahead of him. Can he make something happen? He makes hundreds of overtakes.
He's having the first! Unbelievable!
This strategy could pay off. Going medium, soft, medium.
I mean, you don't often see a two-stop race in a race this short, but it seems to be working. Radiant Slothz gets past George Russell, who is coming for a nose change, and Mick Schumacher, who's just in there because he's driving a Haas and it needed to be serviced.
Lewis Hamilton on his great run of form in P16.
Still has not won a race since season 1, Lewis Hamilton, as Justin Freshpot for the first time leads the restart from Lance Stroll, Charles Leclerc and Nikita Mazepin, who probably bought that position off of the FIA.
Justin Freshpot here really holding them up before the restart.
It's almost like he's unsure of when to start driving. And he goes now. Lance Stroll. Is he going to be able to make a pass? It's not looking likely. Justin Freshpot maintains the lead. But Lance Stroll has got a fairly fresh set of tyres. He's got better traction as well. Of course, Justin Freshpot's tyres are about 8 laps old at this point, so he's going to be struggling near the end of this race if he can get there, as he is chased by the Aston Martin and the Ferrari coming round the right-hand corner, which is very hard to do for some reason. As Radiant Slothz attempts an overtake on Russell and is forced off of the track onto the curbs. Round the final corner they go. And he's going to give it another go.
Here. Can he make an overtake or will he DNF another race?
He's hunting down the Aston Martin. By the way, ahead, Nikita Mazepin still in the top 10, causing a huge train, which you're seeing right now. And he gets past George Russell. Nice. And just for a bird's eye view, that is the train that Nikita Mazepin is causing. Carlos Sainz was at the front as he just got past, but half the field is backed up behind him right now. Radiant Slothz goes for an overtake Mick Schumacher. Everyone else ahead is getting very out of position as he gets past the Haas, who twitches with fear. And Lewis Hamilton has lost 3 positions out of nowhere just now. Did you see that?
Lewis Hamilton really giving up on his Formula 1 career here. As Radiant Slothz looks at the inside of Nicholas Latifi, he almost makes a pit stop. Can he make the overtake?
He's alongside. He must be able to do it. He gets past. Nicely done. And up ahead, it's Lewis Hamilton versus Esteban Ocon. Just for the novelty that they are side by side right now, fighting for 14th. Latifi comes back again. Not able to make it back past the Williams. And here we go. Once again, Radiant Slothz defending from Latifi. It is Lewis Hamilton versus Daniel Ricciardo now. They have been side by side for 2 corners. Latifi
as Radiant Slothz tries to crash into Latifi.
Oh, Latifi not yielding. Not yielding at all to the Williams. And Radiant Slothz is not happy.
Looks to make a move.
He's not going to be able to. Daniel Ricciardo and Lewis Hamilton still side by side. That is nearly an entire lap that they have been blocking the road. Esteban Ocon trying to get past. Just can't see a space. They're still side by side.
As Radiant Slothz goes off the racing line to
Contact!
crash into the Haas for some reason.
Contact!
An incredibly dirty move from the Williams driver. Really showing what he's made of.
We're hearing on the team radio that he was asking if it was Nikita Mazepin that he ran into and was sorely disappointed when he found out it was not.
Justin Freshbot holding first, but the 2 cars behind battling, hopefully slowing each other down.
Onto the
As
final
Lance
lap.
Stroll throws it into the first corner. But now the faster Red Bull is ahead.
And that will be threatening Justin Freshpot. He'll be panicking, looking left and right in his mirrors. Or he'll just be staring straight ahead like a robot.
Not very fast. Side by side with the Red Bull.
This is dangerous stuff. Perez round the outside. Oh, they slightly touch.
They're all wheel-to-wheel racing.
He's given up.
Perez goes around the outside. That Williams just cannot keep up on its 10-lap-old tyres. Older than that, I think. He's got nothing left. Can he hold on to the podium?
We'll just have to find out. This is Radiant Slothz coming down the same part of the track. Onto the final lap as well. He will get past Nicholas Latifi at the end of this DRS zone. He looks to try and get past Ocon as well, but can't. And he will continue on his way. Mazepin's still holding up half the field as we judder into turn 3. Latifi in a good position. Radiant Slothz not happy with the car, not happy with the team. Latifi up the inside. He's hit the Williams. He's pushed him onto the gravel.
Radiant Slothz crashes
and he's
into
lost
the
control
TV
of the
and
car.
crashes into the wall.
And that's it. And there is a wheel tether going off into the distance. You look at the onboard. Here comes Latifi. He's hit the Williams there and again pushes him onto the gravel and rejoining. There goes that tyre. And now we play a game of how far do we think this tyre is going to go before the wheel tether stops it.
That wheel tether, not the FIA standards, as the tyre rolls slowly towards the crowd.
The point of the wheel tether to stop the wheel from going into the crowd has failed as Justin Freshpot comes around the final corner and he crosses the line. P2. There's a random tyre on the track.
On the straight. That is dangerous.
That happened in the last season when we did this race, so it must be a consistent thing. Lance Stroll, driver of the day.
I didn't see a thing from him except for getting overtaken by Perez.
He finished behind you.
Well, he didn't overtake me, did he?
He did not overtake you, that is true. Otherwise, he would have been P2. But there we go. Sergio Perez, again, with a victory. There's no way he can lose this championship. Now he is just on such good form. And has dominated
the
at
London
the Dutch
Eye
Grand Prix.
spins. in the distance of the Zandvoort Grand Prix.
It's
as
confirmed.
we see the drivers come out onto the
The
podium.
Dutch have stolen the London Eye, and Perez is trying to tell them, look, he's pointing at it and saying, take it back. But then decides to get the bubbly out instead.
He sprays Adrian Newey in the eyes. As is tradition, both first and second completely ignore the third place driver.
It's almost as though we've seen this at least 36 times or however many races we've done now. Justin Freshbot with P2, Sergio Perez with the win, and Lance Stroll there. And there's the rest of the field for you. Max Verstappen finished outside of the points at his home Grand Prix, so that'll be disappointing. And Perez now leads the championship in the Red Bull. Justin Freshbot up into 5th, overtaking Verstappen by just a single point. And Daniel Ricciardo slips further and further back, meaning that 7th place might just be achievable. Radiant Slothz still 18th, and Williams 4th in the Constructors.